Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Pokemon fans of the world, welcome. So, rather than coming at you guys in this video as Mega Crasher, I'm going to come at you guys completely straight up and come at you guys as myself, because this video isn't really meant to be anything too special. It's more or less just an announcement video for what I'm about to talk about here in this video. And before I continue on any further, I want to say, first things first, sorry for the lateness of this upload. I was having some major car troubles after work. It took me about an hour to get my car started. Gotta love car battery troubles. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, with all that being said, I'm here on the Smogon forums page, and it has been brought to my attention that Smogon OU has decided to suspect test none other than Dugtrio. Now, to be quite honest with you, when I first heard about this, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. That thing can't take a hit. That thing needs a focus sash in order to even be somewhat relevant in the competitive play. But that was me, being quick-minded and rational and all that stuff. But then I was kind of thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, wait. Just hold the phone for a sec. Let's really break this down. Let's just think this out here. Because here's the thing, is that Dugtrio possesses one of the best abilities in competitive play, that being Arena Trap. And what Arena Trap does is it's like a nerfed down version of Shadow Tag, where if you have the ability to trap a Pokemon, they have to be grounded, and they also can't be a ghost type, and if they are holding a shed shell or something like that, then Arena Trap obviously doesn't work. So pretty much to say that if a Pokemon is a flying type or has Levitate, if they are a ghost type, or depending on the held item such as a shed shell, then obviously Arena Trap would be ineffective. But if you take away all those things, if you face off 1-against-1 versus Dougie and you have no way of escape, pretty much to say there's nowhere to hide, nowhere to run when it comes to using Dugtrio. And that right there is the first big red flag when it comes to Dugtrio. Secondly, did you see the buff that it got this generation? Okay, first things first, it got a buff in its attack stat from base 80 to base 100. So it's actually quite a significant boost. Even if it's by quote-unquote 20 points, like, it got a major buff, and the major buff happened to fall in the lap of the attack stat. Now, while it still has pretty weak defenses, like, the thing has base 120 speed, so it has the capabilities of being able to outspeed a lot of things. And it also has the ability to run different kinds of items slash movesets. Like, its move pool, I will say, is somewhat limited, and I say somewhat very loosely, because there's still a few ways that you can run Dugtrio. Now, when it comes to items, this thing can make use of quite the amount of items it so chooses. You can run, obviously, a Focus Sash to somewhat mitigate its really bad defenses so that you don't get O-code in the first turn. You could also run Choice Band to lock yourself into one move, increase the attack stat by 50%. You could run something like Choice Scarf to make this thing even ridiculously faster. Being able to outpace the likes of Pheromosa and Ash Greninja, just to name a few. You could run something like Life Orb, so that way, at the cost of 10% of the health, you'll have a 30% increase in the power of your moves. And considering this thing is basically like a glass cannon anyways, Life Orb is a pretty damn good, item to have. I almost said move, and then I almost said ability, my god. Today was a pretty long-ass day, so I apologize for that there, ladies and gentlemen. And also, with the introduction of Z-Crystals, this Pokemon is a nuke. It is a nuke, okay? Like, you slap a Groundium Z on this thing, you pair that up with the fact that it has Earthquake, you have Tectonic Rage, which could potentially turn any 2-hit KO Pokemon into a 1-hit KO Pokemon. Same thing goes for something like Continental Crush. I had to think about that for a sec, which is a Rock-type Z-Crystal move, and this thing gets Stone Edge, so pretty much, like, that's also another way that you can somewhat check slash counter Pokemon that aren't affected by Arena Trap. because one of the ways that obviously you become unaffected is if you're a flying type, and flying type Pokemon are weak against rock type moves. But that right there is just one of, like, many things about Dugtrio that makes this thing pretty damn good. Now, I didn't get a chance to read over, like, the whole article here, but to paraphrase, it's basically a Pokemon that has the ability to beat Pokemon that threaten stall. So, for example, if we go and we read this paragraph right here, Dugtrio itself possesses one of the greatest aids to defensive teams, the ability to trap would-be stall breakers and threats to defensive cores. So, we're talking about really fast and frail sweepers. Well, I mean, a sweeper doesn't always have to be frail, but the thing is that when you're a sweeper, generally you're focusing on your offensive stats and your speed, depending if you have a good speed, right? And the thing is that, you know, with all that being said, Dugtrio has the ability to prey upon more frail and weakened stall breakers and sweepers and be able to take them out. And not to mention, if they are being trapped by Arena Trap, well, then there you go. And it just doesn't work for stall breakers and sweepers. It works for bulky Pokemon too. Like, for example, Heatran. Heatran gets completely screwed over by Dugtrio. Like, the moment that you switch into Heatran on a Dugtrio, even though I don't understand why you would, but, you know, for example, like, you know, if you were to, if your opponent had a Heatran or something like that, and you were able to predict the Heatran switch as you brought in your Dougie or something like that, GG. That is completely Bing. That's it. That's completely Bing fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So there's that, you know. Other Pokemon like Tyranitar and pretty much any Pokemon that gets screwed up the wall by Dugtrio and, you know, its ability Arena Trap is pretty damn scary. It's pretty damn threatening. By utilizing its recent attack buff, along with the wide amount of Pokemon it is able to neutralize, Dugtrio has become a favorite pick among defensive builds. With the ability Arena Trap, Dugtrio gains the ability to consistently pressure the opponents through the threat of completely throwing the momentum of the game by eliminating a key counter or breaker that threatens the team otherwise. So, yeah, you know, like, that's just ridiculous. And it's as I said before, you know, like, there's Pokemon that are faster than Dugtrio that Dugtrio can just simply slap on a Choice Scarf and GG, that's it. You know, if you're something like a Tapu Koko, if you're, you know, Choice Scarf Tapu Lele, you know, things like that, that right there is big trouble for the Island Guardians. Not to mention, okay, like, I know that there's going to be people that's going to kind of bring in, well, you know, Mega Crasher. What about, you know, like, you know, Aqua Jet users? What about Quick Attack? You know, Gale Wings, Brave Bird, things like that. Pretty much any priority moves that would be able to take advantage of Dugtrio's frailty. Well, here's the thing. How about you pair this up with the likes of Tapu Lele, who neutralizes priority moves, and there you go. You know, that right there is problem solved. So, yeah, it's kind of safe to say that Dugtrio is a pretty big threat. Now, I'm not completely for this ban, to be quite honest with you, because if we remember back to 6th generation, right? It was in the RU tier for the longest time, and it only recently got shifted to OU before, you know, the Sun and Moon metagame came out and started its development there. But here's the thing, it's like, for me, it's like, I'm like half and half on this. It's like, you know, I can understand where Smogon's coming from, but at the same time, it's like, I do feel like that there is some things to be said about this whole suspect test, but I will be saving that for a discussion video to follow up from this video, which, like I said, it's not really meant to be a discussion. It's more or less meant to be an announcement and just to kind of give you a real quick rundown, you know, bare bones, all that good stuff. Now, with all that being said, before I wrap up this video, I do have a question for you guys. Now, in regards to the follow-up video that I will be making when it comes to, you know, me breaking down and discussing Dugtrio much deeper and going over things like its typing ability stats, movesets, you know, its checks and counters, things like that. Would you guys like for me to do it as myself, kind of like with what you're seeing right now? Would you guys like to see me do it as professional and as calm and as straightforward as I can make it? Or would you guys like to see me do it in my Mega Crasher character, where I could either be, you know, as crazy as ever, I could be the shirtless maniac, or I could even be the Team Skull Boss Mega Crasher. It's been a while since, you know, Team Skull Boss Mega Crasher came out, and, you know, I know that some of you guys have been asking me, oh, where's the Team Skull Boss Mega Crasher, you know, things like that. So, you know, let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section above. I'd really love to hear from you guys as to what, you guys would like how you guys would like for me to do that video. And also, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this suspect test. Do you guys agree with it? Do you guys disagree with it? You know, tell me why or why not. You know, let's spark up some discussion. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So I just want to say thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, now give this a like. Like I said, it's not really anything too special, but if we can get 15 likes, then, you know, that's solid. That is absolutely solid. You know what I'm saying? And I will also leave this article in the description box down below, so that way you guys can check it out for yourself, should you guys need a little more detail for this topic of discussion. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. Don't forget, your boy loves each and every single one of you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.